Issue 5, Bitcoin's back, baby. It hits an all-time high, 69,000. Interesting number on Tuesday, 69,000 before dropping, sitting around 68K. As we're taping, could be 75 by the time you hear this, or 50. It's been ripping in 2024, up 70% since January 25th. There's two things going on here that you've probably heard about. The Bitcoin ETFs finally arrived in the US. They were approved by the SEC on January 10th. We'll get into that in a minute, Chamath. Obviously, if it's an ETF, it's super easy to buy them and sell them. They've been a total hit. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF became the fastest ETF to ever reach 10 billion in assets. Also, as the technical crypto heads in the audience know, there is a halving happening in April. This happens about every 4 years at the current pace. Last one was May of 2020. When these halvings happen, the mining rewards are cut in half. This reduces the supply of new Bitcoins entering circulation and can cause some swings. Chamath, we released a clip, I think, just about your prediction, and you nailed it again. You said this would be a big year for Bitcoin. So your thoughts on being right?
I don't have much thoughts on that, but my two comments are that I talk to a lot of Bitcoin traders and folks that seem to have a very good pulse and touch on this market. I don't say that I do, because I don't really look at it every day, but they seem to think that this thing is on a death march to 100K. I'm not sure whether that price is realistic or not in the year, but I will say that we're going to get to a tipping point where everybody really talks about this. I still don't think we're there yet. I think we're just at the beginning. But when you see the inflows into these ETFs, J-Cal, it's like a very big deal, because it just allows every mom and pop individual to buy some to the extent that they want to own it or they want to speculate on it, whatever it is. So I think it's been a very big year. And I think that psychologically, it's proven a lot of folks wrong. And it's a setup for something really constructive. The other thing I'll say is that it's not just Bitcoin, but as goes Bitcoin, there are a handful of other things. People are now speculating that there's going to be an Ethereum ETF that gets approved as well, because, if you approve one, there's probably legitimate cause to approve a few others. So these things are becoming part of the financial fabric. And I think that should not be underestimated.
And the SEC is still taking action against certain bad actors in crypto. There were a couple of those this week, but Bitcoin, Friedberg, is incredibly resilient just on a technological basis. The fact that it hasn't broken down under stress, it hasn't had, a denial of service type of attack, or a government hasn't been able to capture 51% of the mining or some great amount of it, or just even be hacked in any way. You have to be impressed by the fundamental technology here, Friedberg. Maybe you could speak to that level of success, that this thing is so stable and trustworthy and reliable to date.
It's got a great incentive model. As long as Bitcoin price remains high, the miners will still be there and the system will keep running. If Bitcoin price drops, transaction fees will decline, the value of mining will decline, and it kind of goes the other way as well. I think the real question is, in the last couple of years, have we really seen a change in Bitcoin being used for transactions or for commerce in any meaningful way? I think the answer is still likely not.
No, definitely not.
And it's really a stored value system, and it's become this kind of stored value asset.